Well, hello, family. How are you all doing? You wonderful rum smuckered survivalists. I hope you're all having a great morning. I hope you're all having a wonderful, wonderful. What is it? Tuesday? Yeah, Tuesday morning. You know, there's some things that are going on around a lot of the communities and stuff. There's people are continuously wanting to quit YouTube. People are down on YouTube. People are wanting to go somewhere else. You know, hell, even I've done it. You know, and the thing is if you have that much determination into doing something else with your life, put it into one thing. But that's the thing with humans. Humans keep it's like the Humpty Dumpty thing. You know, Humpty Dumpty is a metaphor for a human endurance. It's also a metaphor for civilization. It's a metaphor for a lot of things. You know, the mindset, the way people think, stuff like that. Because it's easy for humans to break. It's easy for humans to push away what they wish to do. Like the ability to succeed, the ability to fail. It all goes hand to hand, especially in survival. Survival is one of those mindsets that is a give and take concept. You know, there's more taking than giving in a survival mindset. That is how it is. That's how it always will be. You are never going to be 100% perfect in survival. We actually see how weak and frail we actually are in survival. The mindset of survival is as fragile as a vase or a vase or whatever you want to call it. You know, it will, and once you've had enough of it, it will break. You will break. You will be dropped. You will succumb to it. There's, the TV show Alaskan Wilderness or whatever. These homesteaders that are living on the land and being one with nature has that mindset, that mentality, that proven proof that you are not you are not invincible. Hey Bootsy, hey Adnir, Hey, Razor. How y'all doing? Good to see you all here, and good morning. People, I've said this plenty of times. People don't want to show reality. People don't want to show the truth. People don't want to make people fear. That is, fear is a concept. Fear is a motivation. Fear is a mental handicap. And you say, well, Matt, how do you get over fear? That's the thing. You can't. Fear of the unknown will always hinder you. Fear in itself, the idea of fear, the idea of not being 100% secure is the downfall of everything. People fear not death in general. People fear the ending of their lineage. People fear the uncertainties of what they could have done. People start to question themselves, question their motives, question their life, what they did before the last moments before they die. When you're too old to care anymore, when you are that old, you don't care anymore. You welcome death. But when you're still young, and I'm talking about all the way to your 60s, that is still considered young in this day of age, is still considered regretful decisions. There was a professor at Oxford. When people say your life flashes before your eyes before your death, it is a concept. It is not you seeing the moments of your life from birth to death, to your happiness, your sadness, everything. You see your life flash before your eyes in the what if scenarios. What I could have done, what I could have accomplished, why was I so mundane? That is the question that everybody asks themselves. And we wake up, and even in our worst moments, we ask ourselves that. There's not a single one of us that ever woke up and said, I wished I was born rich. That whole concept of being born rich, it had to happen somewhere. You don't, you're not born rich. You are created in a rich concept. And the thing is nowadays, richness is a failure, because most people that are born or raised rich do not have a concept of life outside of money. We have gone back to the way royalty was raised. Royalty, you were set in a certain procedure, you know, and that only happened around the turn of the century, you know. In the Victorian era, that's when it started happening, because they knew rich families were not rich. Even the royal family and everything was not rich. They're still not rich. They are married into richness to consider to keep on that wealth, that mindset of wealth. Oh, thank you, Razor. Thank you, brother. Well, this good morning survival is going to be, we are going to go over here to what is it? Academy. We're going over to Academy. We are going to do a live making a real survival bag. But first, I've got to go to Walmart. I uh, got to get prescriptions and everything first. So we we will be on a short break until I get back from over there. Then I gotta pick up the wife some breakfast tacos. I gotta bring them back to her. I've got to do a lot of things today. You know, uh, it's hard. It's really hard to keep discussing about survival. It really is. Like, survival in general is more than building a bag, more than building a bag, more than having skills, more than anything else. You do not know who is going to survive. You can you can teach survival forever. Look at Morris Kohansky. Morris Kohansky was teaching survival and wilderness preparedness for going on 40 plus years. Yes, tacos for everybody. Morris Kohansky was the godfather of wilderness survival in Canada. And it's hard to say who was the actual real person of survival. So many people came out at the same time with this concept of survival. But you also have to look at the time period of when these people started coming out. In the time period that this started coming out, and people started making books, and people started writing about their journeys, you can go all the way back to the 1600s about it. But each one of them was writing about survival in their time period because of the way technology and everything was coexisting with each other. You know, Morris Kohansky was teaching people how to make a knife out of a piece of rusted 440 stainless steel or 210 carbon steel. And it was called a throwaway knife. And he got that concept from the quote unquote ninjas of Japan, which was actually the poor of Japan. And that's the thing. Survival, you have to think out of the box. You can't go and buy everything you need and be prepared. You can't. My God, you know how much stuff you have and how much stuff I collect all the time. This whole entire SUV has everything in survival in it. But it is so unorganized, so messy, so twisted. There's something for something for something for something. It never ends. To truly be ready for everything. Not even in this car. Look, if I'm starving, look what I got. I got a can of hearty chicken corn chowder right here. I'm starving. I've got food. I've got drinks. I've got everything in this. Oh, do I need something to put the soup in? Look. We don't show the reality of this stuff. The reality is worse than what you realize. People think, oh, I get a bug out bag and I'll live out in the woods for the rest of my damn life. No, it doesn't work like that. Your stuff's going to break. Your stuff is going to run out. Then what do you have? What do you have when that handsaw of yours breaks with only one saw blade? What are you going to do now? Oh, I'll just repurpose and make two saws out of it. The thing is a bow saw blade can't be used like a regular blade. It is a flimsy piece of carbon steel that will snap. That's why it's a bow saw. It creates a tightening, a spring-like strength to it. You can't just break it in half and make a secondary saw out of it. It's not going to be as strong and it's going to break again because it's already broken. The strength, the tension in it has already gone. when you listen to these people, when you see these bullshit YouTube shorts of, oh, do this to tighten whatever, it's bullshit. It doesn't last as long as a thing made for that purpose. It's just like people saying, oh, I'm going to recycle my needles and everything during the apocalypse. Wonderful. You're going to recycle needles and come down with AIDS or hepatitis because you keep reusing the same needle that has blood in it. And just because you're not bleeding doesn't mean blood isn't on it. The mindset of humans is stupid. There is so much stuff that you cannot repurpose. It's the same thing as how long will a pair of gloves last you if you refix it? And also, you got to know if you have the right stuff to refix it. If you have a pair of latex gloves, you can't refix it. Even if you melt a balloon on top of it or another piece of rubber on top of it, you've already compromised what it is. You've compromised the structure of it. Now you have a harder piece and not as flexible piece of rubber on a pair of latex gloves. It, it's the same thing as people trying to daisy chain wires and stuff together. Copper can only daisy chain for so much before it actually overblows or it doesn't have the right conductivity of the other copper wire that you've connected to it. If you put a 110 copper wire on a 220 volt, it's going to burn out. It may hold for a while, but it will burn out and create a fire. People are getting disillusioned about what we can do and what we can't do in survival, what we can and can't do in prepping, what we can and can't do in off-gridding. It's the same thing as people making the solid black. I don't know if y'all have seen it or not, but people making a water source from a heated water source from rainwater. They connect a black box, which is considered, it's a wooden box or a metal box that is painted black, spray painted black, and it's shoved with aluminum cans that has the whole entire bottom cut out of it and the top cut out of it. So the water can rush through it and everything, but it has a heat inside of it that is supposed to keep the water hot when it runs through to the outway. And people think that they're going to have a continuous source of hot water all the time. No, it's not. It's got to stay and heat up itself. Because when you put cold water too hot, it will either shatter it over a time period or it will cool down the whole entire process and you're going to get cold water. You're not going to get hot water from the process. That's why we created hot water heaters with a heating element in it. If it was this simple, do you think we would have to spend $800 to $900 or more for a hot water heater? No. Or a boiler system. The illusion of safety, the illusion of everything is what's going to kill humans. And people don't give a shit about if they actually kill humans, because most of the time, by the time the apocalypse actually happens, we are dead. All of us will be dead when the apocalypse actually happens. And I say it all the time. And that's why over on Shadow Scout Swede's channel and a lot of my other people's channels that I go to and everything, they hate me. They hate me because I tell them this. I tell them the truth. And they want to make up misleading concepts that has nothing to do with actual survival. They want to make disillusioned ideas that has nothing to do with what is actually going to cause the downfall of humanity. There's one of my guys at Thorhaven Ranch. He's an off-gridder and everything, you know. He's a Viking. But like he told me in a live stream over on Shadow Scout Swede, nobody gives a shit about history. And when nobody gives a shit about history, that's when we lose everything. That's true too, brother. That is true too. You know, it it's one of the things. Like, I mean, I try, and I try to tell people the truth. I try to tell people and make people see past the illusion of everybody's a everybody's going to survive the apocalypse. Everybody's going to live. Everybody is going to be 100% a-okay when it comes through. And it's not. It's not. Most people on the survivalist channels, most people that follow survivalist channels are going to die. They have a built up hope, a falsehood of hope that they are going to live. It's like when I went to Walmart and I was looking at bags, and there was a older couple, I want to say about 65, at least in their 60s, and they were worried about, the wildfires and everything coming, and wildfires hitting North Carolina and California and, Arizona and stuff. And they were like, what happens if something hits Texas? And I was like, well, you have to look at what you want to do. And they're like, well, we want a bug out bag. We want to be able to leave when we can. And I was like, well, how big of a bug out bag? How long do you want to stay out? And they were like, well, at least, a week or a month or something like that, where we could, take care of ourselves. And I was like, okay, well, what health problems do y'all have and everything? They're like, well, the wife has, I just had a heart surgery and she has back problems and can't lift X amount of pounds. And I was like, well, there's a problem. Y'all need a bug out vehicle. Y'all don't need a bug out bag, because you're not going to be able to just go out in the woods and live, because y'all ain't going to be able to carry that because of health problems. You're not going to be able to walk where you want to walk. Look at all this. Look at this. It's for a kid. $114 for one of these. That ain't bad if you need a good kayak. A Sun Dolphin. $200 for a little kayak. Another $245 for this kayak. These ain't bad. Look at this. $418 for a canoe. It's got a live well in it where you can put fish in it. It's got a whole entire back on it that you can put at least a good, bag. It's got up front storage on it. It's got foot pedals on it. Even has a fold up locking chair on it like this. Those ain't bad. The only bad thing about kayaks and stuff is seating on it. If you don't have a good back or anything, you're not going to stand a while you're not going to sit a while on a kayak. I mean, if you look at most kayaks, this is what they have. Piece of plastic on plastic. If you're going to get anything, get an inflatable. At least it's going to be softer on your back and everything. Yeah, that's true, Razor. I understand. Drama is that drama, But the thing is most people have drama between each other. And, I don't try to make a drama situation out of like survival and everything, but drama isn't survival. All right, everybody. I will be right back, okay? We are at Walmart, so I'll be right back. Love y'all. Be right back. Oh, right, I'm back. Anyways, we we are going to see what they got over here at the new and improved Walmart. Walmart survival area and camping. You can always get a Zippo lighter fluid for $2 still. You know, they've got these things. These things are nice. Tent fans, $9 and $20 for it. They ain't bad. You know, somebody needs to get, there's like this a one person backpacking tent, $29.97 for it. Something like that is very easy that you don't, it doesn't weigh much. I think it weighs like 3 pounds. It's something that's good, something that can, you can just throw in your bag, in your, trunk or whatever, and good to go. And see, something like this, like they make these things for people, a multi-spice thing. $7 for this multi-spice. It's got salt, pepper, garlic salt, cayenne, curry, paprika, and that's it. You know, just these one, two, three, four, five, six. Just these six. You can go and get the full ones for $1 a piece. A full, a full shaker of it. Then you got Mountain House, you got all this stuff. One of these meals is $9. Then they have these pour over coffee now. Kuju coffee for $8. Four single serving packs. 4 cups of coffee for $8. 4 cups of coffee for $8. It's insane. You know, you can get something like this, like a camp cook dining set, $30, and feed your whole entire family with that in a survival situation. Then you got these things, 21 piece Molly survival camping, survival kit, 220 lumen flashlight, a folding knife, folding shovel, stainless steel cable saw, 4 fire starters, 2 glow sticks, and one 550 paracord bracelet, which is probably about 10 foot, one water bottle hook, a camping fork, whistle with stealth, pocket tool card, pair of scissors, carabiner, 7-in-1 pocket keychain knife, like a cheap Swiss Army knife, 1 foot of 550 paracord, magnesium fire starter, mosquito head net with bag. All of that for $30. This is nice. This, a 3-in-1 combo. It's got an axe, it's got a bow saw, and it's got a hammer on the back of it. These are nice. About $30 for it. something like that, you'll be good to go. Then you can have a cheap 18-inch machete, $6 with a belt sheath on it. The belt sheath means an open blade, which means if you fall, you're gonna gut yourself with it. But cheap is cheap. There's so much anymore in this stuff that it's, and like I said, the Sawyer minis, lifestyles. You want to get a Sawyer mini. You don't want a life straw. A life straw only does 100 gallons. Same thing with the first aid. No, the American Red Cross one. It only does. Oh, this one does 1,000 gallons. This is still better than life straw. Oh no, this life straw does 1,000 gallons now. So it's 4,000 liters, which is 1,000 gallons. But Sawyer Minis is the way to go. Sawyer Minis can do 100,000 gallons. Always, yes, I always talk bad about it, but do throw a small fishing kit in your bag, like like this 38-piece mini cat pack. It's got everything that you need in it. It's got hooks, it's got string, it's got everything that you need in it and ready to go. You just throw it in your bag, you know. Or you could get one of these loaded tackle bags. Can do any kind of fish around wherever you are. Something like this is $50, and it comes with its own little zipper bag, whatever that you need with it. That is true. That is true, Razor. Right, Admir. Yeah. It, people are stupid. And, if you want to go basic, there's a 6 foot by 8 foot tarp for $6 here. You don't need to carry a tent. You really don't. Survival is all about getting. So you could do something like this. You have one of these. Yes, it's a first time kids fishing kit. But the thing is it has everything you need in it to start. Or you could do one of these 31-piece kits. Nice little bag, you know. It can serve more than one. It's got, pre-rigged worms in it, needle, minnows, and small. Got everything that you need. Or you can go with a prowler sling. Turn this into a fishing survival bag. It's also water resistant. It's got like plastic or whatever on it. People don't people don't know about heat anymore. People people care about name brand. People care about money. People care about you know it's one of those what if scenarios. It's all about they think name brand is better. They don't understand that it all comes from the same place. It's all made from the same place. Nice, Razor, nice. You know, like this. A freaking whistle is $3. A whistle. Name brand doesn't mean shit anymore, people. It doesn't. Name brand is useless. Um, you can go with a 11-inch fixed blade Bowie knife from Ozark Trail for $18, or do you want to go with a Gerber utility knife for $44.99, or do you want to go with be a bushcrafter and go with the Holly Bar Swiss Tech carbon steel Halt Bar? Now, don't get me wrong, Swiss Tech is really good with their knives. They are. They're really good with their knives. Don't get me wrong. But, but in a survival situation, you're not out there. I guess that you're not out there to live. You're out there to. You are out there to get home, to get somewhere safe. Sorry, I got a hole in my car, and I ain't a hole in my tire, and they won't fix it. So, anyways, so there's so much stuff that you need. It it's crazy. How you doing there, brother? What is up, Chad? How you doing, brother? I got you, Chad. Don't worry, I got you, brother. Chad, do you need a new radio or anything for your bucking Bronco or your Hummer now? Do you need a house with sound bar for your glamping? Everybody, that's my brother Chad. Chad from Chad Smith, the old Chad Smith. It's just now Chad. Oh, oh, sorry, ma'am. Interesting. Go fire, electric lighter. Thermosale. Right, brother. To the spam display. Oh, that's wonderful. Bam. You know, me and Miss Star was over at Costco, and they had kimchi spam. Kimchi spam. I need to get some nose pieces for my glasses. Um, I'm just buying these. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Oh, well, I am back. Oh, excuse me, ma'am. Excuse me. Hey, hey, that was a wonderful day at the day. If Nubs didn't get me kicked out of it, you know what I mean? Oh, I love that boy. He's So, you know, I've been thinking there is there is a complete shit show going on around a lot of things. You know, it we're about to go into all right, we're about to go into academy, right? We're about to go into academy. Academy is fun, fun place. Nice, Chad. Nice, brother. Like old school farm, or you going off grid? What are you doing, Chad? And should I ask, is it already a farm? Or has it been upscaled? See, my God. See, here's another thing. Urban Prepper just posted something called "How is tariffs affecting prepping now?" It's complete. People don't understand. It's not the fucking tariffs that is affecting prepping. It is economy itself that's affecting prepping and affecting the price of everything. People don't. People's like, oh, because they're going to be, tariffing China and Japan and all this stuff. Yes, that means all your bullshit name brand stuff that comes from a Chinese, you know, mass market dealer is going to shoot up in price. Yes. But that shouldn't affect your prepping. That just affects your name brand item. And it also affects some of your cheap Chinese, knockoff brands. Knockoff, like I say. All right, brother. That ain't bad at all. How much did you steal that at? How much did you steal it for there, Chad, if you don't mind me asking, brother? That ain't bad. That ain't bad at all. Ah, gotcha, gotcha. Okay, okay, okay. Hey, I ain't judging, brother. The more, I mean, if you can get off the grid, if you can get out of the city better, it's better that way. I mean, You just have to look into. You just have to look and see what they allow and what they won't allow. If you're close to the family, if you know the family, you can get away with a lot of things. Um, Most people, like if you're renting and stuff, even in the country, they don't want a they don't want you tearing up an actual, making a real garden. They would want you to do like a garden bed, make a like a greenhouse, something like that you pick up off of like Timu for. You can get like a 10 by 20 off of Timu um, greenhouse for like things like $50, something like that. Look at their. Ask them what they allow and what they don't allow. Um, if anything, right now is the best time to go and get chicks. If you want to wait till the end of spring, then hit like what I do. I go to I hit Tractor Supply at the end of spring, and all their baby chicks and everything are going to be almost almost mid-size, and they'll sell them for like 50 cents a chick. So if you want to start having chickens and everything, I would do that. That's cool. Okay, okay. Yeah, if you could do a garden and everything, hit Dollar Tree, brother. Hit Dollar Tree and get those heirloom seeds. You get 4 packs for $1.25 of heirloom seeds. Um, Dad, I miss you, brother. I wish if you want to, brother, if you get everything set up, if you get your old recording studio and everything set up in this house, hit me up. Hit me up on you got my phone number, you know. You got my phone number, so send me a text. Um I want to get back with you. I would like for you to be my co-host on, Matt and Chad, Survival Sundays or whatever, Prepping Sundays. All right, brother. Yeah, send me. I know you got my number, brother. Yeah, just send me a text, brother. Send me a text. I know I'm not good at sending texts, but get ready for work and everything. We'll talk, and you can help me. You can help me set up because my man cave is almost done. So I'm going to start doing like live streams from my man cave and stuff. Yeah, yeah, Razor. I love you, Chad. You take care, brother. We'll talk in chat. We'll talk in text. All right. Razor. Razor, it's the same with you, man. I want to get a podcast, not a podcast, like an actual live stream going where we sit, people, basic humans like us, talk. We ain't specialists. We're not ex-military. We're not whatever that want to go and be blowhards. Um, love you, brother. Tell my cousin I love him too. But I want to do a thing of real people talking about their real scenarios. it's it's something that needs to happen now. Like, we don't need to wait to get this started. I want to get a live stream with everybody. And I don't want you to be scared. It doesn't matter if you have a setup, if you don't have a setup, if you're just on a phone like me. Does not matter to me. Raven, we all know your father was the British Albad. We all know that. It's okay. It's okay, brother. It's not hair, it's feathers. Don't lie. Your mother was a unicorn, and your father smells like elderberries. But it's one of those things. It's a mindset. It is a concept. Survival, prepping, off grid, everything is a mindset. It always will be. We need to break the cycle. We need to break this. We, as a group, as a kind of like a board mind, a hive mind, we need to break the concept of everybody is going to survive in survival or end of days. Sounds good, Razor. Like I said, you don't have to show your face. You don't have to worry about any of that stuff. I show my face because I don't give a shit. But I want to get Chad back. I do want to get Chad back. Good morning. How you doing? Good. So anyway, so we are here at the we're here at the wonderful academy, looking to see what they got. The academy has something for everybody here. And it's more expensive. Trust me. If you are a budget prepper or whatever, budget survivalist, you do not want to come to academy. Even when like they have Magellan sleeping bags, 45 degrees Fahrenheit, rated down to 45 degrees for $9.99. Some of their stuff is good. Some of their stuff is not good. It just depends on what you get. Like they have a Magellan Calico tent for $29.99. 3-person dome tent, big enough for one person. Then you go to like a 6-person tent, like this mission tent. Sleep 6 people. It's 119. See the joint, or you can get technically a kid's dome tent that sleeps one person for $9.99. You're not going to have the best sleep in it, but at least it's something, especially in a survival situation. And they have this East Wing camper axe. They call it a boy's axe, but $60 for this, and it is worth every penny of it. Every penny. Um, and survival doesn't have to be basic, bare minimum, bare sleeping. It doesn't. You can have a good time surviving if you do it. See, something like this: the Soul Scout Survival Kit. It's $40 for this, but you got a good compass in it. You have a strike, a Zippo like striker. You have a fishing kit. You have a small survival fishing kit. You got a roll of duct tape, waterproof bag. You got a mini rescue flash signal mirror. You got a slim rescue powder whistle. Then you got a survival blanket. Then you got a micro sparker. Micro sparkers, they may or may not work. So worry, when you get your stuff, worry about that. This is what I was talking about. Sawyer Mini. You see that? 100,000 liters, 100,000 gallons with this one filter. But you have to take care of it. It can't be frozen. You have to backwash it every time. It is, you have to take care of it, and it will take care of you. A lot of this stuff is like GSI stuff, like GSI 9-cup percolator. It's $44.99. You can get a 9-cup percolator over at Sam's Club for $10. Look, when you're preparing for survival, look at what you need. You can always get one of these Mountain House Adventure buckets, 22 servings, 24 servings of meal assortment, ranging from $99 to $134. Is it worth it? Maybe. I don't like Mountain House. I don't like because of the sodium content. The sodium content is what's going to kill you in survival. It's all good, brother. Yeah, it is, Raven. It really is. Oh, I know. Yeah, trust me. I understand, brother. I understand. Everything is going down. Everything is going down, and that's one of the sad things. It they've got a camping a grilling section here. This is bullshit. Let's pass through this. Let's keep going to the. Let's keep going. We used to have a huge survival section. Have a huge survival section, but the hunting over here. Hunting. Oh, if you want to be a hunter, and I know everybody can have this, get one of these. It is a 48-pound bow or 38-pound bow, compound bow for kids. $59. that can still take out. Remember, you can still kill a deer with a 22 if you hit the right spot. Same thing with this, or you can get a tomcat for $79.99. Everywhere will allow you to have a bow and arrow. Everywhere will allow you to have a bow and arrow. Carry a lightweight scout bow with you. You can even do a fishing bow. Fishing bows are amazing. I've never really used one, but 9mm ammo is $12.99 a box of 100. Another thing is that if you're going to get a good thick blade knife, do not get one with holes in the blade. If you get one with holes in the blade, it will break on you. It doesn't matter what brand it is or what. You can be an old Saxon and get a sawed axe kit with the stuff you use and whatever you needed to use. Uncle Henry knives, bucks, David knives, old knives. They got Magellan, Rambo, survival knife. Just like they've got the old Gladius Phantom Strike machete that's based off the Roman Gladius. This is what I want, the Shadow Spear. The Shadow Spear one, survival spear to protect. It's you can have fun in survival. You can. I'm not saying, excuse me. I'm not saying don't have fun. I'm not saying don't buy something that calls to you, because if it doesn't call to you, don't use it. If the same thing as a knife. If the knife doesn't call to you, don't get it. A blade is like an animal. It has to call to you to use it. It's a 50-50. If a blade doesn't call to you, if a blade doesn't feel good to you, it's going to bite you. It's going to hurt you. Expecting more. Well, I do like survival and like camping and stuff. I don't really have a lot of stuff in. Yeah, not even fully stocked. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Yeah. Going to come and check it out and everything. I got fishing supplies. I'll tell you that. Yeah. Getting a little bit more here and there for sure. I don't want to drive all the way downtown to the other one. Gotcha. Because I live up the street. I'll be back in here. Well, eventually we'll get what you need. You have a good one now. Thank you. You know, it's the world. The world needs fun. The world needs something fun. I got you, brother. You take care. Take care, brother. Yeah, I'm probably gonna call it. I call it a night. Call it a day too. Go home, get some sleep, get the wife her breakfast tacos, and head out. But it's been an hour and a half. All right, everybody. I love y'all. Y'all take care. We will do this again, and hopefully, hopefully, me and my boy Chad, we will start doing, you know, survival, off-grid living, and everything together, and have a good, we may start a new channel. We may start a new channel, just me and Chad. I love you, family. Listen to the updates and everything, and I will see y'all soon. And I'm almost done with that Survivor Weekend video. Look for that. It will be up soon, okay? I love you all. You take care. Bye, family.